We said that smadar, which you can see here on the top of the page, smadar is prohibited according to Rabbi Yossi. Smadar is usser, according to Rabbi Yossi, because he holds that smadar, which is an early stage of the grape, when the grape is very unripe, it's just a tiny, tiny berry, it's already considered a fruit. And the laws of Arlo would apply to it because it's a fruit. However, the rabbis disagree. And the rabbis say that smother would not be prohibited because it's not considered a fruit at that stage. Now, the significance of that for us was regarding the caperbush flower. We would hold that the caper at that stage of development, that the flower is there, the caper itself is not considered a fruit yet. It's a very early stage, the caper berry, it's called the v'yinus, and hence the flower that's on top of it at that stage is not protecting a fruit because it's not a fruit at that stage. What the Gemara is now going to challenge is, do the Rabbanan really hold that at those early stages it's not considered a fruit? We're going to see the rabbis hold that at early stages it's still considered a fruit. So let's see. Maskif lo Rav Simi Mנהרדעא. Rav Simi from Mנהרדעא asks this question. Maskif means it's a very strong question. His question is, Ubeshar ilani, when it comes to other fruits, mi pligi Rabbanan aleh? Do the Rabbanan really argue on Rabbi Yossi? We know that they argue regarding a grape. That a grape, at an early stage, Rabbi Yossi will hold it is considered a fruit, and the rabbis say not. But at other types of fruits, will the rabbis really say that those early stages are not fruits? We're going to see in the Mishnah something differently. V'hatanan, but it was taught in the Mishnah. Me'emasai, from when? Ein koititzin eseilonis, is it forbidden to cut trees B'Shvius in the 7th year, in the Shemitah year? Now we know, of course, that you're not allowed to cut fruit trees ever because of Baltashchis, and Tosfos discusses this, and for whatever reason there's certain exceptions, but during the Shemitah year you're not allowed to destroy fruit. So at what stages of the fruit development on the trees would it be forbidden to cut these trees because you would be destroying the fruit that's on them? Beishamai Yomrim, this is an abbreviation for Beishamai. Beishamai say that the stage of fruit development is Kol ha'ilonos misha yotziu. As soon as they give out that first little bud of a fruit, that the tiniest fruit, it's already considered a fruit. You can't cut the tree down because you're destroying the fruits of Shemitah. Fruits of Shemitah need to be eaten, not destroyed. Beis Hillel Yomrim, Beis Hillel say, depends. There's all these different cases. Hacharuvin misha yasharsharu. The carob, when they are chain-like, which means they're hanging down and they have a certain shape on them. V'hagafanim, if it's a vine, a grapevine, mishi yigaru. When they reach a stage of mishi of garua, we're going to see what that is. It has another title. It's going to be called Baisar. Whatever the case is, we're going to see that this is a stage a little bit higher than Smadar, which we spoke about before. And only at this stage is it considered a fruit. Hazesim, the olives, Mishianitsu, when they are growing this flower around it. Vishar kol ilanos, what about all other trees besides for these three? Vishar kol ha'ilanos. Mishietziu, right when they give out the smallest fruit, exactly the way Beis Shammai held. These other trees would be the same. The only machlekes is these three, which is carob, grapes, and olives. V'amar Ravasi, Ravasi says on this, Hu Baisar. What is Baisar? Hu Garua. It's the same as Garua. And Hu Pul Halavan, this is a white bean. Hu Pul Halavan, this is a white bean. The Gemara says, Pul Halavan Salkadaitach. Does it enter your mind that we're talking about Salkadaitach is an abbreviation, that we're dealing with a white bean? Could it be we're talking about we're not dealing with beans, we're talking about grapes? Elaima rather say Shiurei Kapul Halavan, its measurement, its size is the size of a white bean. Okay. So we know that we're talking about Garua, which we said over here, let's underline that, Mishi Yigaru, is the same as Baisar. Okay. And we know that it needs to be the size of a Pul Halavan. This is sort of in parentheses, and I'm going to put that in parentheses. This Pul Halavan Salkadaitach. Shiurik Polavan. Okay, let's say we knew that already at the beginning, that when it says Polavan, it means the size. Okay. Man Shametle. Man means who? Who is the one that had us here, that told us, that Shametle, that we heard the Amar that says, Baisar, let's put a comma there instead of that. Whoops. That says, Baisar in Smadar Loi. Baisar, yes, is a fruit. In, I'm going to put a chirik there. In Smadar Loi. Who's the one that says that? That Baisar is a fruit, but Smadar is not. It's not Rabbi Yossi, because Rabbi Yossi holds Smadar is also a fruit. Rabbanan. It must be the Rabbanan. Ukitani, and it teaches, it's teaching, Shar kol ha'ilanais, all other trees, Misha Yaitziyu, when they give out the fruit right at the beginning. And this is a problem. I'm going to put a question mark after that quote. And the question is that we're seeing that other trees, the Rabbanan agree at very early stages, it's already considered a fruit. And therefore, the question is that why is the caper flower, the kafrisin, why is that permissible if it's protecting the early stages of the caper fruit, the evyonis, the berry on the fruit? So rather, this is Rava's third answer here. Ella Amar Rava, the third from the counting the previous Gemaras that we've been dealing with this. Ella Marava. Heicha Amrinan, and you might remember this from the earlier Gemaras, this format of Rava's answer. Dahavi Shaimer La Peri, that it's a protection for the fruit. When do we say that something could be a protection for the fruit? Heicha where the Shaklisle, when the chi is that when. Shaklisle, when you take it. Shaklisle La Shaimer, when you take off the protection, Mayas Pera. The fruit dies. Mayas is like mace. The fruit dies. But here, by the I'm going to do that as a comma. By the kafrisin, by the caper bush, kishaklisle, when you take it off, loy mayas pera, the fruit does not die, and therefore it's not a protection for the fruit. The scientific explanation for this, because we're going to need to compare this to the pomegranate as well, which we said that the nates of the pomegranate is arla, as we're going to see in a moment, would have to do with where the tiny fruit, it's called the ovary, at this early stage, where it is on the stem, and if you take off the flower, if it will damage that ovary. Okay. Let's read just a drop more and we'll go back and explain. I put this in purple because it's not part of the answer, but it is a scientific experiment that they did in the days of the Gemara. Hava uvda. There was an experiment. There was a case. Uvda means a case. Vishaklu lenates. They took the flower, or the bud, the rimaina. They took it off the pomegranate. V'yavish rimaina, and the pomegranate dried up. Vishaklu leparcha de bitza. They took the flower, the bitza means of the caper bush. This is a new word for the avyonis, but nevertheless that's what it means. Ve'ekayim bitza, and it did not die. That means that the flower is not a protection for the fruit, because even if you take it off, the fruit will still exist. And hence, the kafrisin are permissible to eat even in the first 3 years outside the land of Israel. And it's not considered a shomer laperi, it's not considered arla, it's not the fruit, and it's not a protection for the fruit.